Hello, friends. Today I want to share with you a very interesting story from my life that happened the other day. You will find it interesting, mysterious, and then predictable. I'm 39M, successful by pretty much every metric society shoves down our throats, own a few companies, multiple properties, cars I don't even drive, private school for the kids, vacations that look like movie sets. You get the idea? My wife, let's call her Ava, 36F, and I have been married for 11 years. 2 beautiful kids. To the outside world, we're the gold standard. Power couple. Champagne smiles. But behind the Instagram filters, something started to feel off. It started small. A shift in energy. She was on her phone more than usual. Laughing at texts she wouldn't share. Suddenly into going out with the girls. More often than she ever used to be. I chalked it up to cabin fever. Maybe she just needed some freedom. Being a full-time mom can be suffocating, even when you have staff and money. But the late nights started turning into mornings. New friends I'd never heard of before. Random club names dropped into conversation like I wouldn't notice. A new obsession with EDM music. Seriously, Ava hated loud music just a year ago. She dressed differently. Sexier. Bolder. Not for me, though. Our intimacy went from frequent and passionate to mechanical, then cold. Still, I was blind. Or maybe I chose to be blind. I loved her. We had history. A life. She was my girl. My queen. Hell, I bought her a G-Wagon for our anniversary just 6 months ago, and she barely looked up from her phone when I handed her the keys. I should have known something was broken then. And here's where it starts spiraling. One night I got invited out by my own circle of friends, guys I've known for 20+ years. We go way back, thick as thieves. They suggested we hit this new elite club downtown, one of those velvet rope places where bottles cost more than some people's rent. I almost said no. But something in me said go. And I wished to God I hadn't. What I saw that night changed everything. Alright, here we go. Buckle up, because this is where the whole facade comes crashing down. So I show up to this club with my boys. Let's call them Mark, Jared, and Tony. These guys have been in my life forever. Best men at my wedding, godfathers to my kids, part of the inner circle I never questioned. We roll up in style, get VIP treatment, the works. I'm not even in the mood to party, just figured it would be a chill night out. The place is insane. Flashing lights, bass you can feel in your chest, beautiful people everywhere. We get escorted to one of those private sky booths overlooking the dance floor. Bottle service arrives, we toast, laugh, shoot the shit. Then I saw her. My wife. Downstairs. In a skin-tight black dress I'd never seen before, heels that could kill a man, hair wild and curled like she just stepped off a music video set. She wasn't with any of her usual girlfriends. No, she was sandwiched between 2 guys. Younger. One of them had his hand on her waist. The other one was whispering something in her ear, and she was laughing, this flirty, breathy laugh I hadn't heard in years. At first, my brain didn't compute it. I literally thought, that can't be her. Ava would never. But then she turned, and I saw her face in the strobe lights. It was her. And here's where it hits like a truck. Mark and Jared knew. I saw it on their faces. That quick, panicked glance when I went quiet. Tony just looked down at his drink. My stomach dropped. Me. Is that Ava? Mark, after a long pause. Bro. I didn't think she'd be here tonight. That line will haunt me. Didn't think she'd be here tonight. Which means they knew. They knew she was going out. They knew what she was doing. And they brought me there anyway. Or maybe they didn't expect her to show up that night. Either way, they were involved. I couldn't take my eyes off her. She was grinding on one of those dudes like she was 22 again. Making out with him like we didn't exist. Then, God help me, I saw her grab the other guy's hand and pull them both toward the back of the club. A VIP hallway. Mark grabbed my shoulder, said something like, "Don't do anything stupid." But it was too late. I followed. Security tried to stop me, but all it took was a fat tip and a cold stare. I found them in a private lounge. Doors wide open. Lights low. Ava was straddling one guy, kissing him, moaning. The other dude was watching, unbuttoning his shirt. I just stood there. She saw me. Froze. Her mouth still half open, lipstick smeared, hair a mess. "Hey, Alex?" she stuttered. Like I was the one who didn't belong there. She scrambled off the guy, pulling down her dress. The dudes looked awkward as hell, probably thought I was about to pull a gun or something. I didn't say a word. I just looked at her. At the woman I gave everything to. The mother of my kids. The one I thought was my forever. And then I walked out. The confrontation, the lies, the gaslighting, and the mask coming off. I didn't go home that night. I checked into a suite at the Ritz and sat on the balcony till sunrise, just staring. Trying to piece together when everything went wrong. Wondering if I'd missed something, or if I'd just been a fool in love while the woman I trusted with my life was out playing some twisted game of, how much can I get away with? Around 9 a.m., my phone started blowing up. Texts, missed calls, voicemails. All from Ava. "Please come home. It's not what it looked like. I was drunk and upset and stupid. Can we talk?" Not one message said, "I'm sorry." Just a bunch of damage control. I went home around noon. Needed to see the kids. They were playing in the backyard with the nanny, laughing, completely oblivious to the nuclear bomb that had just detonated in their family. Ava was waiting in the kitchen, still in her club dress, makeup smudged, eyes red from crying, or pretending to cry, who knows anymore. The second she saw me, she rushed over like she was about to fall apart in my arms. I stepped back. She started her monologue. "I swear I didn't sleep with anyone. I was just dancing. I got carried away. I felt invisible and needed to feel something again. You've been so busy with work, the kids, everything. I just felt alone." That last line hit me like a punch to the throat. Alone? You felt alone in the house I paid for? With the staff I hired to make your life easier? The vacations I planned, the businesses I ran so you could live comfortably? You felt alone while I was killing myself making sure you and the kids never had to worry about anything? She switched tactics when she realized the pity play wasn't working. Then came the gaslighting. "Why were you even there? Were you following me? You're always working, maybe if you were around more, I wouldn't have gone out. It's not fair that you get to live this high life and I'm just stuck here being your accessory." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I asked her point blank, "How long has this been going on?" She swore it was a one-time thing. Said she'd never done anything like this before. But I already knew she was lying. I could feel it in my bones. You don't just go from wine nights with the girls to threesomes with strangers in a club without a few warm-up rounds. When I mentioned Mark and Jared, how they'd clearly known something, she went pale. Said, "They didn't know anything. You're being paranoid. They were just trying to give you a night out." Lies. Layered lies. And here's the kicker, later that night, I found a hidden folder in her phone. She thought she deleted everything, but iCloud's a bitch. Photos. Videos. Messages. Multiple guys. Different nights. Flirting. Hookups. Even texts between her and Jared talking about how Alex's head is always in the clouds, and he'd never suspect a thing. Jared. One of my best friends. My world shattered for the second time in 24 hours. I didn't confront her with the evidence. Not yet. I needed time. I needed to breathe. I told her I needed space and moved into the guest house. She cried. Played the victim. Told the kids I was on a work trip. I didn't correct her. The emotional impact, rage, grief, and that cold, empty quiet. I always thought that if something like this ever happened, I'd explode. Go full scorched earth. Break furniture, punch a wall, scream until my voice cracked. But instead? It was quiet. That kind of quiet that hums in your ears and makes you feel like you're floating outside your body, watching your life fall apart like it's someone else's movie. In the days that followed, I went numb. I moved into the guest house, kept my distance, functioned like a ghost in my own home. I still did school drop-offs, helped with homework, smiled for the kids because they didn't deserve this mess. But inside, I was a walking corpse. Every time I saw Ava, I felt this mix of disgust, heartbreak, and disbelief. Like how? How could someone I shared a life with turn into this stranger in stilettos? The rage came at night. Quiet, heavy, creeping. I'd lie in bed staring at the ceiling, replaying everything. Wondering how many times she'd lied. What nights she told me she was with friends but was actually getting railed by some random dude while wearing the necklace I gave her for Christmas. Thinking about Jared, my friend, who apparently thought it was cool to stab me in the back and then have the audacity to share a drink with me like nothing was wrong. I wanted to destroy something. I thought about going over to Jared's house. Thought about calling every one of those guys she was with and ending their lives professionally. I have the money. I have the reach. I could ruin them with a phone call. But I didn't. You know why? Because I realized I'd already lost too much of myself. And then the sadness hit. Not just about the cheating, but about the years I spent loving someone who clearly didn't love me back in the way I thought. The late-night talks, the inside jokes, the anniversaries, the promises, we built a life on sand. And I didn't see it until it sank. I cried once. Just once. Sitting alone in the car, parked outside the school waiting for my son. Some stupid song came on, one we used to dance to when we were young and stupid and in love. And I just broke. After that, I stopped feeling sorry for myself. I realized I wasn't the one who failed here. I kept my vows. I showed up. I provided, protected, nurtured, loved. She chose to walk away from that for a cheap thrill and a couple of ego-boosting nights with guys who probably didn't even remember her name the next day. And worst of all, she used my friends to do it. I felt violated on every level. Emotionally. Mentally. Even socially. Like my entire inner circle was a lie. I started seeing a therapist. Figured if I didn't unload somewhere, I'd implode. Best decision I've made in a long time. He didn't tell me what to do, but he helped me see what I already knew. This marriage was dead. And I didn't kill it. The resolution, what I did next and what I tell you now. Alright, here we are. I wish I could tell you there was some dramatic ending, me flipping a table, kicking everyone out, lighting a cigar with divorce papers while the city burned behind me. But reality isn't that cinematic. It was quiet. Just like the days that followed the betrayal. One morning, after getting the kids ready for school, I walked back into the house, made myself a coffee, and told Ava I wanted a divorce. No yelling. No big scene. I just said it calmly, like I was ordering breakfast. She froze. Like a deer in headlights. Then she started begging. We can go to therapy. Think about the kids. I'll do anything. And I looked her dead in the eyes and said, You already did everything. That's the problem. She didn't have anything left after that. The mask had fallen too many times, and even she could feel the rot underneath it. I had my lawyer draw up the papers the same week. And yes, I lawyered up hard. She wasn't getting the house. She wasn't touching the trust funds. I wasn't letting someone who threw away her family for club hookups walk away with half my empire. I also confronted Jared and the other friends who helped cover this mess. I didn't yell. Just told them we were done, and to never contact me again. Cut them off financially, socially, everything. They were leeches, and I was done bleeding. And here's the kicker, the more people found out, the more her lies fell apart. Turns out this wasn't her first time. There were stories. Whispers. Even one of the other wives admitted Ava had once hit on her brother at a house party a few years back. I just didn't see it. Denial is a hell of a drug. I'm not gonna lie, it's been rough. Watching your kids adjust to a split home is brutal. Explaining why mommy and daddy don't live together anymore without showing them the wreckage is a delicate tightrope walk I never thought I'd be doing. But we're making it. I've hired a new support team for the house. My focus is 100% on my kids and on healing. I'm dating again, slowly. Carefully. And this time, I'm choosing with my eyes wide open. So what did I learn? Money can buy peace, but it can't buy loyalty. Pay attention to the little shifts. People show you who they are in whispers before they scream it. You don't lose someone who betrays you, you just learn who they really were. Trust your gut. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. If you're reading this and you feel something similar creeping into your life, don't ignore it. Don't rationalize it. You deserve better. We all do. Thanks for letting me get this out. It's been a long road, but I'm still walking, and I'm not walking alone. My kids have me. I have me. And that's enough. Stay strong, Kings. Out.